Hey, everybody listening. Thanks for coming to this podcast and finding the value in these words that I'm saying. I really appreciate all you listening, and I really want you to know that. It's been a while since I recorded a podcast, but it's something that I plan on continuing for an indefinite amount of time. Just like anytime I feel like I should say something, I'm going to go ahead and say it. So thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. I feel like the things that God has revealed to me to say in these podcasts can really do a lot of good in the world. And it's just a matter of like being presented with the right information. So today I'm just going to speak a little bit on having a childlike sense of wonder. I'm leading a Bible study that is called The Wonder of Christmas. And it just talks about having that childlike sense of wonder. The sense of wonder that kids have at Christmas is something that we can experience too. Not only during the Christmas season, sometimes it's much easier during the Christmas season to experience it, but we can have it every single day of our lives. Me personally, I like to tell people that every day is Christmas in my life because it really is. It really is just because of the power that God brings into my life, the wonder that God shows me in the revelations and all that good stuff just really makes an impact on my life and makes every day kind of like Christmas, where I'm, getting gifts and sharing my gift with the world. So this childlike sense of wonder, what is it? It's the feeling of uncertainty, but the feeling of being humbled too. It's the feeling of knowing that we don't know much. It's a feeling of just amazement at the world, and we look at the world through the eyes of a child. And when we think on eternity, when we think about God, when we think about Jesus, and we think about these powerful things like the spiritual world, the spiritual reality that exists, angels, demons, whatever it be, we get a sort of childlike sense of wonder because it's something beyond our own current comprehension, our own current perception, and it's just a matter of opening up our tunnel vision and believing. When we believe in that, like, we truly can have this sense of wonder every single moment just because of how powerful the truth of reality, the truth that is presented in the Bible is to us, not only in the Bible, but in religions all over the world. Religions everywhere point to this spiritual world that can really make us wonder at what's really going on. So how do we reach this childlike sense of wonder? Well, thinking about God is one way. Thinking about eternity is one way, and how this life is just a split second in the eyes of eternity, and that we are more than just human. We are children of God, and that's a powerful, powerful truth when you really think on it. So another way is to ponder being in the world, but not of the world. Because when we are in the world and of the world, when we are both in the world and of the world, we can sort of get wrapped up in society, what our jobs are, and just things like paying bills and all that, adulting, quote unquote, adulting stuff. It can really just take our attention away from that wonderment at the greater reality that underlies everything. And it can sort of make us feel separated in a way, sort of make us feel like individuals. But when we have God in our lives, when we know that God is guiding us, and when we accept that guidance, when we seek it, when we seek God working in our lives in the way that He moves us, and we do the things that He's putting on our hearts to do, then that childlike sense of wonder comes in, because it's just so amazing when those things happen. When we realize and have a revelation as to why something might have happened in our lives, or as to like what God is putting on our hearts to do, and we realize why He did that, why God put us in certain situations, and honestly, just having God reveal anything to us, knowing it comes from Him, that's the most wonderful thing in the world. It makes us feel, both powerless in a way, like we don't have as much control as we originally thought. And, that's sort of like being a kid, like we, as children in this life, we don't understand everything about society. But when we're adults, we sort of grow into that. And that's sort of like knowing that we have a long ways to go, knowing that there's another whole entire world to experience. And, even maybe worlds to experience, maybe multiple, then it's just so amazing. So my goal is to really strike this childlike sense of wonder in people's lives, by helping people understand that if you bring God into your life, then things just become a whole lot more powerful and amazing, and just wake us up. It's amazing stuff when we bring God into our lives. All that's needed is to invite Him with a sincere heart, and God will work in our lives. When we pray, we may not get answered in a month, or we may not get answered even in years, but when we pray, we always do receive answers. And that's why prayer is so powerful, because we can see with prayer what prayers are being answered. We can see how God is working in our lives, and it's not just us. It's really God working in our lives and us going along with it, if we choose to. Otherwise, we reject God, and that, of course, is what sin is rejection of God, turning away from God. He's there the whole time. He's waiting for us to go along with His plan, because He knows it's good, and He knows it's what's best for us. But He will, God will let us turn away from Him, because we do have free choice. But He's always going to want us to return to Him. So to invite God into your hearts. And be in the world, but not of the world. Because when we are in the world and not of the world, we can understand that this isn't it. This isn't the ultimate. This isn't the absolute. This life that we live. The absolute is eternal. The absolute is God. The absolute is just this one eternal being that is in all things and is the creator of everything, the creator of our very lives. And God's given us the free will to see that or reject it. So be in the world and not of the world, and you'll find some pretty amazing things start happening when you walk in the eyes of eternity, when you walk knowing that there is more than just what it seems like. And the more that we do this, the more that we practice, the more we do honestly become like children. And we realize that no matter how much adulting that we do in our lives, we can always still be children. We can always still have the sense of wonder at everything that's going on. And this is very, very relevant in my life. I feel like a kid on a daily basis, you guys. And I want that for everybody, because it's a blissful feeling. And the truth of reality, the truth of God and being a child of God is such a beautiful, honest to God, wonderful truth. And I think we should all embrace that. So thanks for listening, everybody. That's the end of this talk on childlike wonder. Please just open yourself up to the possibility that there is more to this world, and invite God into your heart and into your life if you haven't yet. He's already there. He's already working in your life, but you have free will whether to let God work for all good, or to just reject God and not let that goodness make its way into your life. And it doesn't always seem good at first. But I know that some things have happened in my life that months later I realized, or maybe even a year later, I realized more and more why that thing happened and how it was good, how it's led me to right here, right now, which is all there is really, is just the present moment. So keep going with that present moment. Bring yourself into the present. And, ask God why He does the things that He does. And you'll see that it's not completely God working. It's us too. And we have free will. So, make the right decision for your life. Make the decision that's going to let the source of all positivity, of all light, work in our lives. And invite God in. Invite God to guide you. So thanks for listening, everybody. You can comment, and you can go ahead and message me, or reach me on any social media that I have, which is Facebook, and I'm also on YouTube. So go ahead and go to those videos to watch if you found value in this. And please don't be afraid to comment, and don't be afraid at all, but don't be afraid to comment and reach me and tell me about the value you find in these podcasts and videos, and tell me about anything that you have to say to me. I am willing to listen and answer you. So thanks for listening once again. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time. Bye-bye.